closing rate was just so much that by the time the spotter said inside, I was already committed. Sorry that we took them out of their race. I'm sure I'll catch a little bit of heck from this, but Danica Mania crowd, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Junior Nation, don't hate me. I love you guys. I love everybody. 100% my fault.
I guess I should have been smarter and maybe here in Vegas to, you know, not go under somebody with left rear damage on the inside on the left rear. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but, you know, I mean, the spotters are normally so good here where they call inside and looking inside and looking outside all the time. I mean, you know exactly where the cars are, so, you know, unfortunately, I feel like I just, you know, was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
So 3 races for Danica in NASCAR, 3 crashes. Who do you give the crying towel to in those 2 sound bites?
First of all, I'll tell you what the deal is. Mcdowell, Michael McDowell, you're weak. W-E-A-K, dude. Apologize to say you love everybody. Oh, I've lost a lot of respect for you there. And the crying towel, here we go. Danica, oh, you crashed again. Oh, Danica, come on, you said on Friday night you really didn't have a plan, you didn't know what you were going to do, and you know, you crashed at Daytona, you crashed, no, 34th at California, you were losing 3 seconds a lap. Let's face it, here, you're saying you're trusting the spotter. Well, you know what, the spotter's not driving the race car, you're driving the race car. You see the damage? You say, oh, I guess I should have went down underneath the skylines, but look at the closure rate. Don't you know what a break is, Danica? You have failed miserably in these 3 races. Now you're going back to IndyCar. Well, you know what, IndyCar, there's about 3 teams that possibly can win races, maybe 5 cars, and you're used to running in the top 10. Well, darling, let me tell you something. This ain't IndyCar. This is real racing. You got to race hard, and you got to take up responsibility. So at the end of the day, when you come back, I hope you've learned a lot. I think you need to go Saturday night short track racing with some of these guys and gals and then learn to race a little bit more because I wasn't impressed. I truly believe that, you know, I look at what NASCAR's done to this girl. I looked at what the ESPN, it's an embarrassment what you've done to this girl. You've plastered her all over. You made her a hero, and she's not.
But we created the hype. The media created.
Not me.
Well, all the rest of us created the hype. They showed her on ESPN when she's running 38th and giving us an update.
And then you got Michael McDowell crying and saying that he's sorry to Junior Nation. Well, you know what? I'm going to speak up for myself, and I hope the fans agree with me. Most of them will. That I believe Danica should have went into a lower division and learned to race these cars, got closer to people. She made a lot of mistakes. Even as a rookie, she made a lot of mistakes. Now, I'm going to say this. She comes back in New Hampshire in a couple months. We'll bring it back up then. But I truly believe that she has to look at what she has to do. I think she needs to do some Saturday night racing with these cars, full-bodied cars. These guys aren't afraid to get close. The closure rate's different than an Indy car. There's a lot of circumstances that I think will come into play for her. I hope she learned from it. That's all I guess I should say.
I think they should have asked you first, but since they didn't, I think her course is pretty well set. And if you'd like to email us... I'm
not apologizing to Junior Nation.
I know you're not going to, but you can write to Jimmy at thedeal@speedtv.com. We'd love to hear your information and what you thought about Danica's first 3 races in NASCAR.